RGBA and stencil effects inside the shader tree are an excellent way of adding transparency to your polygons inside Modo. So I have a little bit of an issue here. Here's my problem. I want to be able to use this leaf, okay? Because I want to put a whole bunch of copies of this particular leaf on a 3D tree over in Modo, right? But if you look at it, it's a pretty complex shape. There's a lot of curves going on, and that's a lot of modeling, and I want to try to keep the entire model of my tree pretty light when it comes to the amount of polygons. So ideally this should be one polygon, and I would like it to be a quad polygon. So how am I going to do this? Well, thus enter the role of the RGBA or stencil effects over in the shader tree. Let's jump over to Modo and I'll show you what I got. So here's my polygon. So I want this polygon to match the shape of my leaf. Okay, so everything starts with the selection. We'll just throw this into a material. We'll call this leaf. There we go. We'll give it a diffuse value of 80, spec there 20. I'm happy with that. And let's jump over into the shader tree. And I want to jump over into the render tab as well. Okay, so there we go. Let's just take a look at what we got. Wonderful. So inside the shader tree on the leaf, let's import in that image map. I have the material group selected, and I'm going to go to the top here where it says add layer, image map, load image, and my little red leaf. There we go, just sitting on my desktop, and there we go, okay? So the computer's done a pretty great job of mapping that leaf onto the polygon. If we were to, let me just scroll up here, go into the texture locator, and change the projection type from UV map to, planar along the Z, yeah, we get kind of the same result. If we auto size it, yeah, very similar. I usually just do that as a double check to ensure that I'm getting the proper mapping of my image on the polygon. So here's, we haven't really solved the problem yet though, right? Because now we've just kind of pasted on the photograph of my leaf onto my polygon. Well, that's because we haven't changed the effect yet. Now check it out. On the image itself, here's the red leaf in the shader tree. If we cruise all the way over here to the right under the effect column, right now we're using this image as we're applying this image to the diffuse color channel for this material. But check it out. If I right click and change the effect to, special effects, and I apologize, it's getting cut off, but we have a couple different special effects. What we're looking for is one called RGBA. Check it out. Bam. You're not going to see it in the OpenGL viewport, but in the final render, check it out. Now let's describe what's going on here. This image, let me bring it back up on screen for you guys. This image itself has transparency in the background. So over in here in the background, those are all transparent pixels. There's an alpha channel, an embedded alpha channel on this image. The RGBA effect inside of Modo recognizes that embedded alpha channel, and it's going to turn off the visibility of my polygon in those areas. So what we're left is a perfect, and I mean a perfect cutout of my leaf. Pretty cool, huh? Now, FYI, of note, this only works on flat two-dimensional polygons. If I was to try to extrude this bad boy, the image, the result is going to break down pretty quickly, okay? Yeah, let's check it out. I have an extrusion now, and it's still only giving me a flat plane over in the render, okay? So, and we get the front and the back too, which is kind of groovy. So, FYI, it's only really useful on single-planed polygons. You don't get much of a benefit when doing extrusions. I'm just hitting undo. There we go. And now we're back to just single planes. And that way you keep the polygonal load of your render down while getting the exact precise shape of the image that you want.